速。
海上、空中、陆上各作战机组已修订完善作战计划。
The French military is formidable and has been modernized over the past few decades into a highly capable force that can project power around the globe. The People's Liberation Army, however, is another story altogether. With a force size of over 900,000 active personnel and an annual defense budget of over $200 billion, China's military is a behemoth with cutting-edge weapons and decades of modernization under its belt. So how will France fare in a war against China? In this video, we compare the militaries of France and China in 2025 to find out who would win in a hypothetical war. We begin by looking at the size of the two nations' militaries. As of today, the Chinese military is one of the largest in the world with over 900,000 active personnel, while the French military has just over 200,000 active personnel. This means that China has more than 4 times the number of active personnel as France, which is a massive disparity between the two nations. However, it's not just about numbers. The quality of training and equipment also plays a vital role in determining the outcome of a conflict. China has made significant strides in modernizing its military in recent years, investing heavily in advanced weaponry and developing sophisticated military technologies. On the other hand, France has also modernized its military, although to a lesser extent than China. Despite this, France still possesses some advanced weaponry and has a highly trained and experienced military force. Ultimately, the outcome of a conflict between these two nations would depend on a variety of factors, including the level of support from other nations, the availability of resources, and the effectiveness of each nation's military strategy. France's nuclear arsenal is a significant factor in any discussion of its military capabilities. France has been known to have a minimum nuclear deterrent of 290 warheads as of 2024. These warheads are carried by ballistic missiles launched from submarines and land-based silos. Additionally, France is developing a new generation of nuclear weapons that will replace its current arsenal. While China does not possess nuclear weapons, it has the capability to develop them if it chooses to do so. Nevertheless, both countries' nuclear arsenals could play a critical role in a potential conflict. When comparing air forces, it's essential to consider various factors such as the number of aircraft, their capabilities, and overall strength. China's Air Force comprises approximately 2,000 fighter aircraft, including the 5th-generation J-20s and the 4th-generation J-10s and J-11s. It also has a sizable fleet of bombers and transport aircraft. France's Air Force, on the other hand, has a smaller fleet of approximately 400 fighter aircraft, which includes the Rafale, Mirage 2000, and Dassault Aviation Alpha jets. Additionally, France operates a small fleet of nuclear-powered maritime patrol aircraft. Although France's Air Force is significantly smaller than China's, the French aircraft are generally considered to be more advanced and capable. The Rafale, for example, is a multi-role fighter that is widely regarded as one of the best in the world. Another important consideration is the level of experience and training of the pilots in each country's Air Force. China has a large pool of pilots, but the quality of training may vary. France, on the other hand, has a smaller Air Force, which means that its pilots are likely to have more opportunities for advanced training and combat experience. Ultimately, the outcome of an engagement between the air forces of France and China would depend on a variety of factors, including the specific aircraft involved, the tactics employed, and the level of support from each country's ground forces. Comparing the navies of France and China reveals a stark disparity in capabilities. China's navy boasts the largest fleet globally, with over 350 ships, including multiple aircraft carriers, numerous modern destroyers and submarines, and a growing blue water capability. Conversely, France's navy is significantly smaller with approximately 70 ships, which include 2 aircraft carriers, several destroyers, and a smaller submarine fleet. China's navy is well equipped with advanced weapon systems such as the DF-21 anti-ship missile, which is designed to target enemy aircraft carriers and other naval vessels from long range. France's navy, on the other hand, has a smaller arsenal of weapons, but they are generally more advanced and capable. For example, the French Navy's new generation of FREMM multi-purpose vessels are equipped with a wide range of advanced sensors and weapons, including surface-to-air missiles and anti-submarine warfare assets. The French Charles de Gaulle aircraft carrier also carries nuclear-powered Rafale fighter jets, which gives it a significant edge in terms of endurance and strike capability. Despite France's smaller fleet, its navy is still considered to be one of the most powerful in the world. Its advanced ships and aircraft are capable of operating independently or in conjunction with other NATO forces. In contrast, China's navy is primarily designed to defend its own waters and project power in the surrounding regions. While it has made significant strides in recent years, it still lacks the global reach and capabilities of France's navy. Overall, while China's navy is larger and more numerous, France's navy is more advanced and capable. The outcome of a hypothetical battle between the two would depend on a variety of factors, including the specific ships and aircraft involved, the tactics employed, and the overall strategic context. Comparing the land forces of France and China reveals a similar disparity to their respective air and naval forces. China's army is one of the largest in the world, with over 900,000 active personnel. It is also undergoing a significant modernization program, which includes the development of new equipment, weapons, and combat vehicles. The Chinese People's Liberation Army has been involved in numerous modernization programs in recent years, including the development of advanced main battle tanks such as the Type 15 light tank and the Type 99A main battle tank. These tanks are equipped with advanced fire control systems and are designed to operate in a variety of terrains. The PLA has also invested heavily in unmanned systems, including drones and robotic vehicles, which are expected to play a significant role in future conflicts. Additionally, the PLA has been focusing on improving its logistics and support capabilities, which are crucial for sustained operations. On the other hand, France's army is much smaller with approximately 200,000 active personnel. However, it is still a highly capable force that has been involved in numerous combat operations in recent years. The French army has a long history of innovation and has been at the forefront of the development of new military technologies. For example, the army has been testing the LRU, a highly mobile and modular infantry fighting vehicle that is designed to meet the evolving needs of modern warfare. Despite its smaller size, the French army is still well equipped with advanced weapons and vehicles, including the Leclerc main battle tank and the VBCI armored personnel carrier. The army also has a significant number of special forces and light infantry units that are capable of conducting a wide range of missions. Overall, while China's army is much larger and more numerous, France's army is more advanced and capable. The outcome of a hypothetical battle between the two would depend on a variety of factors, including the specific equipment and weapons used, the tactics employed, and the overall strategic context. In conclusion, despite having a smaller military, France has the advantage of being part of the NATO alliance, which means that it has access to the collective security and military support of all NATO members. This could potentially level the playing field somewhat, as France would not have to face China alone. Furthermore, France's military has been involved in numerous combat operations in recent years, such as the fight against IS in Syria and the ongoing conflict in Mali. These experiences have likely made French forces more battle-hardened and capable. Moreover, France's military has a strong emphasis on training and education, which means that French soldiers are likely to be well-trained and prepared for combat. In contrast, China's military is still relatively inexperienced in terms of combat operations. While it has participated in several peacekeeping missions, it has not been involved in any major conflicts in recent years. This lack of combat experience could potentially be a disadvantage for China in a war against France. Ultimately, the outcome of a war between France and China would depend on a variety of factors, including the specific objectives of the conflict, the level of international support for each side, and the ability of each military to effectively utilize its resources. It is also worth noting that a direct military conflict between France and China is highly unlikely. Both countries have a strong history of diplomacy and cooperation and have taken steps to improve their relations in recent years. Nonetheless, the possibility of indirect conflicts or clashes of interest in regions such as the South China Sea cannot be ruled out. What do you think? How would the war go if France and China went to war? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.